What's going on, everyone? Good morning to all of you. Pardon my raspy voice. I didn't want to cancel this live session, um, but let's see how far I can take it. With the raspy voice, I've been a little bit under the weather. So yeah, welcome in, guys. My name is Richard Berricat, founder of Berricat.com, covering US Nigeria exports and investments. When you guys have a moment, please kindly visit Berricat.com to learn more about what I do and the value that we are bringing into the US Nigeria export and investment value chain. So let's go ahead and lead with a question. And that question is for those in the diaspora and Nigeria alike. Do you really think, do you believe that it is true that 60% of Nigerians are currently living in poverty? What is your take on that? Do you think that's true? 60% of Nigerians living in poverty? Yes or no? Post your comments or post your take in the comment section. Additionally, I'm going to also share 5 smart places where you could invest $500 today in Nigeria and create lasting impact, even if you have never invested before, or even if you are new to investing in Nigeria. So we're going to talk about that. 5 smart places for you to invest your hard-earned dollars and naira. So last week, actually sometime this week, a representative of the World Bank went on a panel and said that out of 230 million Nigerians, that's the current population as it stands today, 230 million people. He said that roughly about 139 million, that is roughly 16% of the Nigerian population, despite all of the ongoing reforms, the multi-million dollar, multi-billion dollar projects like the Lagos Calabar Coastal Highway, all of the infrastructure with energy. You see the president of the United States, the president of Nigeria, the presidency, traveling all over the world to Europe, to South America, courting investors. Despite all of these activities, the World Bank is saying that 139 million Nigerians, roughly 60.4% of the population, lives in poverty. This is direct, this is according to the World Bank now. But on the flip side of that, and you know there's going to be a rebuttal coming, the Nigerian government, the presidency is saying that that is not true. The presidency disagrees with the World Bank that there is no way that 60% of Nigerians could be living in poverty. Directly from the office of the presidency. It's saying that the report, that the World Bank report does not reflect the current reality or the strength of Nigeria's informal economy. I know that if you look at the numbers, let's say we want to go by what is the current minimum wage in Nigeria? It's what? It's 80,000 naira a month. Let's divide that by 1,500, which is the going exchange rate right now. So the minimum wage currently in Nigeria is roughly $53 a month. And mind you, this isn't really enforced. Okay. I know some employers in Nigeria that don't pay 80,000 naira a month. They pay anywhere from 30 to 50,000 naira a month is what some employers, I would say most employers is what they pay. If I am wrong or if you disagree with this, let us know in the comment section. But according to the federal minimum wage in Nigeria, it is 80,000 naira a month. So let's divide 80,000 naira divided by 30. That's 30 days. So that is 2,666 naira a month. If I were to follow this figure, that is actually less than $2 a day because the current exchange rate now is hovering between 14.75, a dollar to 14.75, a dollar to 14.80. But let's just round it and make it easy and keep it at 1,500 naira to a dollar. At 2,666 naira a day, that is under $2 a day. So with this figure, if we are just going based on the minimum wage, you can honestly agree again, form your own conclusions. Who do you believe? Do you believe the World Bank? More than 50% of the population is living in poverty, or do you believe the Nigerian government who disagrees with that number? So based on 80,000 naira, so let's say this, I know that that is the minimum wage, but what is the average Nigerian earning per month? I'm talking about I'm not talking about living a lavish lifestyle. We're not talking about that. We're just talking about just being able to, let's say, pay your bills. You don't have to worry about begging for food or things. You're paying your bills. You're going about your daily life. Maybe you have a car. What is it? What is the amount? Let's say a normal bank teller. What is a bank teller earning in Nigeria? Is it 300,000 naira a month? Is it 500,000 naira a month? What is the average salary? I don't have the last information that I got was the average salary in Nigeria was anywhere between 300,000 naira to 500,000 naira. And also, is that based on a 40-hour work week? Is it based on a 60-hour work week? What is it based on? I'm interested in learning what the average Nigerian earns on a monthly basis. I think people in the diaspora would like to know that information as well. So if you have that information, please post in the comments. Let us know. Last I heard, it was 500,000 naira a month, which if we were to divide that by 30, okay, baseline, that gives us 16,666 naira per month. That is at the exchange rate of 1,500 naira, okay? So let's divide that by, sorry, it gives us 16,666 naira per day at the exchange rate of 1,500. So let's divide that by 1,500. We are looking at what? $11 a day. Can Nigerians survive on $11 a day? Can the average Nigerian survive on 500,000 naira salary a month? Let us know in the comment section. Very curious and very interested in learning more about this. So, with that said, we're going to cover the second part of this, which is I'm going to share with you, based on my personal hands on experience, on how diasporans or Nigerians locally can invest just $500 back home and create real impact. Now, some of you might ask, is 500 naira, $500 enough? Is it too, should I wait until I have more money? I'm going to break it down for you how you can truly, indeed, invest $500 $500, not $500 a month, $500. You convert that to naira at 1,500 naira per dollar exchange rate. That gives us around 750,000 naira. I'm going to show you what you can do with that money. Because remittances, I've preached this before, remittances do not compound. And I'm speaking directly to diasporans here. Like, remittances do not compound. The moment that that money leaves your bank account, consider it gone forever. That is if you are sending money home for feeding, which, as you know, and this is based on data, 75% of all African diaspora remittances to Africa goes towards basic feeding. So the moment that money leaves your account, and I know some of you they have you on monthly allowances. Your relatives back home, they have you on monthly allowances. You're coughing up $100 a month. You're coughing up $200 a month just to take care of people back home, feed them, pay school fees, pay bills. When that money leaves your bank account or leaves your possession, it does not compound, and you can consider it gone forever. And for those in Nigeria, instead of asking for remittances, ask for a job. For those who are fortunate to have relatives abroad, you can literally pitch them $500 investment. They will gladly invest in you. If you are able to show, I'm going to give you a list of what I think you should actually pitch that could help you back home. So instead of you asking for monthly allowances or monthly feeding money or monthly money to pay bills, you can put yourself in a position to ask for a small sum investment from your relatives and friends abroad, which I've been in the United States ongoing on and off since I was 12 years old. I'm 47 years old. And I can tell you, if somebody were to come up to me today with a blueprint and a business plan or an idea for a $500 investment, I will do it in a heartbeat. It is possible. So, if you are part of the 60% that is currently living in poverty, now again, form your own conclusions. I don't know if I want to believe the World Bank or if I want to believe the presidency. It really doesn't matter. But if you look at yourself and you feel that you fall into that category, that 60% category that lives in poverty, you can get yourself out with these 5 smart ways that I'm going to share with you. So the number one smart way or smart place for diasporans and Nigerians to invest just $500 is what I call a land consortium investment. The first things when people think of real estate in Nigeria or land investments in Nigeria, they always think of markets like Lagos, Abuja, Port Harcourt. Those markets are oversaturated. I can tell you right now that there aren't any more lands in Lagos. What people are doing right now is they are buying existing buildings, demolishing them, and building on top of existing. That's what they're doing right now. Or they're buying existing, demolishing them, and turning them into parking lots or into factories. That is what's going on right now at markets like Lagos and Abuja. They just don't have land anymore, even on the outskirts of Lagos. I was fortunate enough to invest in Ibejuleki very, very early on during the pandemic. And the only regret that I have is I wish I had invested more. My cousin picked up 6 plots of land. I chose to pick up one. The land value in Ibeju now, it's you can't there's nothing in Ibeju Lekki anymore. Now it's even Ekpe that people are going to. Even Ekpe Sef, there's nothing there anymore. People are moving farther and farther inland. But if you're willing to take risk and you're willing to be open-minded, you can consider other markets like Akwa Ibom State, Uyo. For $500, you can pool your resources with other diasporans to buy verified, titled um, commercial or residential land. If you want to go at it by yourself, all alone, for $500, 750,000 naira. I know a lot of people don't like talking about village land. I'm an investor in village lands. If you want to reconnect with your homestead, where you're from, where your ancestors or your parents are from, consider investing in a land in your homestead. This is a long tail investment here. You can look at it. You may not be able to flip it in 5 years or in 10 years, but you can build upon it because I'm telling you, rural development right now is at the forefront of Nigerian development. Most state governments right now are moving away from the cities into the rural part of Nigeria. One of my colleagues based in Virginia, he bought rural land near the university in Ikorokpadin in Akwa Ibom State at my local government, the Grand local government, and he's building an 18-room apartment complex for students. So a $500, that's if you want to go at it alone. But if you want to group up and form a consortium, you have 5 people bringing in $500 into the pool. That's what, $2,500 right there? $2,500 times 1,500. That is 3.75 million naira. You can get a small 500 square meter plot of land in Uyo today for 3.75 million naira. This is something that you can hold on to and in 2 or 3 years flip it. It's even so much easier now in the sense that the people who sell you the land, the moment that you buy the land, obviously you want to get it surveyed and registered under your name, you can put it immediately back into the market. So that is one smart way you can invest just $500, 750,000 naira in Nigeria, land consortium investments. But ensure that the people that you're going into this business with or these investments with are people that you actually trust. Farmland, residential or commercial, make sure you trust these people and make sure that when you're vetting these people to go into this, I'm actually talking about something similar with one of my uncles in um in Akwa Ibom State. You got to make sure that you're dealing with people that are in this for the long haul and not just a short, quick cash grab. So, what do you guys think of the land consortium investment idea? Post your comments in this comment section. Let me know what you think about it. Number two, farming and agricultural processing co-op. Part of what the the World Bank is saying that is driving the the poverty in Nigeria is food inflation. That's a major poverty driver, according to the World Bank. And this is where your investments can make a difference. You can join or start a small co-op, processing co-op for gari, palm oil, ogbono. Look at agricultural commodities, cocoa beans, agricultural commodities with a long shelf life of about 6 months to a year. Dried pepper processing. Someone asked if what I thought about livestock um, co-op, like fish, live catfish, and things like that. I generally would avoid anything living and breathing. Instead, go with agricultural commodities, something that you could buy in bulk for $500, 850 naira. Buy in bulk, hold it for a few months, hold it for 6 months, hold it for 3 months, hold it for 9 months. Just have a plan and you can resell. Someone actually brought that idea to me to come into the farming and agricultural processing co-op. It's something that I've considered. You are going to get that investment back. It's Think about it. What would you rather do? Would you rather form a co-op? Would you rather invest $500, 800, 750,000 naira in a co-op? Or would you rather dash somebody that money? That is number two. Look into, and again, being abroad, you can manage this remotely from the United States. These are all things that you could do from abroad. You don't have to physically be in Nigeria. There are so many aggregators, agricultural commodity aggregators in Nigeria right now that you can partner with for an agro processing co op. Number three, local manufacturing and equipment leasing. This is the space that I'm qualified to speak on because we are in that space at the moment. You go on America.com, check our equipment tab on our website. We lease construction equipment in Uyo, Akwa Ibom State, Nigeria right now. 25,000 naira a day, depending on equipment, 30,000 naira a day, depending on the particular equipment. We have a cement mixer, we have a compactor, and we also have a block making machine. Yes, that investment is actually more than $500, but for $500, you can find a used cement mixing machine in Nigeria. Buy it, find somebody that can operate it, and lease it out on a daily basis. Our day rate is between 25 to 35,000. The cement mixer, I believe, is 25,000. The cement mixer and the compactor are both 25,000 naira a day. And our electric block making machine is 35,000 naira a day. That is what we are leasing them for in Uyo, Akwa Ibom State right now. So if you don't want to get into construction equipment leasing, you can look into sealing machines for food processing. Sewing, this sealing, hand sealing machine for polypropylene sacks. Because in Nigeria, when for the bigger bags, for like let's say the 50 kg, 25 kg bags, normally they sew them manually with a needle and a thread. You can buy that machine Thing on Amazon right now is like $200. Spend $200 on that handheld machine. Spend another $200 to ship it to Nigeria and start a leasing. You lease these things out to farmers, to warehouses, food warehouses. Manual block holders. I'm not talking about the electric ones like we have. The manual block holders, this is also an area, if you think of all of the construction that's happening in Nigeria right now, you can buy a locally fabricated block making machine or block molder in Nigeria right now, locally fabricated for $500. Or you can choose to export from China to Nigeria. You can find those manual block molders anywhere between $50 to $100 on Alibaba. If you have trusted hands in Nigeria, people who are hardworking, or not even people, one or two people is really all you need. You can get this started to see if it's something that you enjoy, to see if it's something that you eventually want to, um, eventually something that you want to keep on doing in the future. But it's still better off than remitting that $500 to someone for feeding and bills. So the local manufacturing equipment space, we also have a Gary processing machine in Nigeria that we also lease. So the industrial capacity is undeveloped in Nigeria. Don't let anybody lie to you or tell you any different. Don't wait until you feel that you're waiting for the perfect time, because it does not exist. The perfect time to invest in Nigeria does not exist. The perfect time to invest in Nigeria is now. And you can start with as little as $500. Some of you are some of you are waiting until you have 5,000. You're waiting until you have 50,000. You can start small. Number 4, landscaping and home maintenance services. I pay landscapers right now in Nigeria anywhere between 40,000 to 80,000 naira every quarter to maintain my properties in Akwa Ibom State. They're gonna need a lawnmower, they're gonna need a weed eater, they're gonna need landscaping machinery. These are things that you could invest in for just $500. Maybe you can reach out to people who are currently in that space and invest in equipment for them in exchange for a fee. Buy the equipment for them, buy the lawnmower, and just lease it to them. Every month, agree on a rate for your lawnmower. Every month, agree on a rate, on a leasing rate for the weed eater, for the trimmer. There will always, basic tools, there will always be a need for diaspora based landscaping and home maintenance services in Nigeria. And if you are watching this right now, you're in Nigeria, you are into landscaping maintenance space, start targeting diaspora clients, people like me. We have homes in Nigeria, we have land, we have properties in Nigeria. We just need that trusted hand to occasionally, every 3 months, go in, clean up the place, mow the lawn, clear the land, get into the property, dust and clean the property. The new wave of Nigerians are those who are actually buying properties in Nigeria and not allowing family members to live on those properties. I don't. I would rather pay a professional landscaper every quarter, a professional home maintenance um, company every quarter to go and landscape my property and clean and maintain my home. I would rather do that and have peace of mind than to allow family members to live on my properties. These are real jobs, real income. They don't necessarily fall into the spreadsheets. These informal industries, this informal economy that I'm telling you guys, is where you can go and invest and make a difference. Landscaping and home maintenance should probably be number one. How much is a lawnmower? You don't even have to export a lawnmower from the US to Nigeria. You can buy a local lawnmower there in Nigeria. 200,000 naira, 300,000 naira, they are there. Or you can buy a lawnmower here in the United States, send it to Nigeria, and start a landscaping. Literally start a landscaping company with under $500. The fifth one, I'm showing you guys 5 smart ways you can invest just $500, 750,000 naira, even if you have never ever invested in your life before in Nigeria. The fifth one is digital and export micro franchises. I'm talking about e-commerce reselling. We are in the export space. We've been in the export space now for 23 years. We buy premium Nigerian products and we sell them directly to US consumers. For $500, you can actually test the market, find one or two products that you are interested in exporting from Nigeria, buy a test sample, 1 or 2 kg, 10 kg of that particular product, have them sent to you into the United States. You are already here. Open an Amazon account, open a Walmart account, and start reselling your favorite products from Nigeria. You can do this for $500. Start small. Export testing, digital product managing. You got to brand, you got to market, but for $500, you can start a micro export business, exporting premium Nigerian products for US consumers. It's low risk and it has a very high scalability. I'm talking about exports. That's the space that we've been in for 23 years. Nigeria for the past 5 years. So let's get back to the original question. What do you think can be done? I've given you 5 smart ways for you to invest just $500 to help lift those who may or may not, because poverty at the end of the day is a mindset. So the World Bank have said their piece. They're saying that 60% of Nigerians live in poverty. The Nigerian government disagrees. But form your own conclusion. What do you think? What do you think about these 5 smart ways that I've given you? We're going to recap. Land consortium investments, where you pool resources with other investors, each of you coming up with $500 each, pull it together, buy land in emerging economies like Uyu. Don't do Lagos. Lagos is overcrowded. Lagos is oversaturated. Focus on emerging economies, rural areas, your homestead. your village. Yes, buy that village land. Buy that rural land that's close to your homestead. Farming and agricultural processing co-op. This is where you partner with aggregators, you partner with farmers for bulk food trading, manufacturing equipment leasing. You could do construction equipment leasing like we're doing. You could do food processing equipment leasing like we have with our Gary machine. We have a grater, we have a presser. The holy grail of them all. This is actually the easiest landscaping and home maintenance services where you can invest $500 in a lawnmower. Invest that $500 in a weed eater. There's so many developments in Nigeria right now. There's so many diasporans with properties in Nigeria right now, and they are looking for landscapers and cleaners to even monitor your property. You can have CCTV camera installed on your sites like we have. That way you can monitor the ins and outs of your property. All of this is done remotely from overseas. And then you have the digital export the micro export business, where for just $500, you can invest and test the export markets in one or two products in Nigeria. That is how we started. Okay. So where the 60% of Nigerians in poverty, they need access to jobs. They need access to tools. They need access to capital. I'm even going to give you even a bonus. You can become a funder. So when someone comes to you, calls you, and they're looking for money to do this and looking for money to do that, ask them what they're willing to do. What are their experiences? What are their skill set? Find some place where you could, instead of giving them that $500, invest in a toolkit for them. All right, guys. So don't wait for the perfect data from the World Bank. Don't wait for the perfect data from the federal government. Literally today, you can start where you are, invest smartly. That's my advice. Help create job and make your impact count. My name is Richard Berkin. I'm based in Las Vegas, Nevada. Kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel for those who are interested in exports and investments between the United States and Nigeria. Be sure to join our Telegram group as well. You can search in Bereket on Telegram. We have over 200 members on the Telegram group. Join the Telegram group, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and visit Emberica.com to learn more about what we do. And again, here we are not just talking about poverty, guys. We are helping at least to build a bridge to prosperity. One $500 investment at a time. Okay, guys, all the best. Until the next one.